Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of I Cast Fireball, an actual play 5e D&D adventure where we go through the campaign Skulls and Shackles. I'm Thomas, your DM for this adventure, and around the table we have...
Lieutenant Ignis Halcon.
Maximus Shuns.
Ataraxia Kalian.
And Buster Bilgewater.
Frogs? Why did it have to be frogs? We found the party battling frogs in the swamp on their way to a mysterious entity. After a conversation in the tavern, Ataraxia acting as a wingman, getting people out there to do the very best that they could in life, and Buster, of course, seeking gold at every opportunity. We come into a battle of frogs, and that's where we join our adventures this week on I Cast Fireball. So, I believe we're at the top of the round. Buster, it is your turn here.
Okay, so I would like to... I'm trying to see if there's a way I can gust of wind multiple of these frog people back into that terrible ring of pain. I think my best move is to hop over Ataraxia so that I'm within 5 feet of the frog guy that is kind of going toe-to-toe with Ignis. And I think if I cast Gust of Wind from that direction, I'll if he fails his check, it'll blow him 15 feet back into the ring, and any movement, I believe, in that ring causes them to have damage, or is it if they like end their turn or start their turn in there?
Yeah, it's I believe. Oh gosh, and that was Jacob that cast that, right? Or
I
Max,
think it was.
Right?
Yeah, it's if they start their turn, if they start their turn, or if they move.
When a creature moves into or within the area.
There we go.
Moves into or within. Okay, awesome.
And you will be forcing them, which means you'll move them into it. Yep.
So I could potentially move one of these guys into 1 5-foot square of this, and move the other guy a full 3 feet square if he fails, or 15 feet, which would be incur damage 3 times, I believe, right?
Yeah, it could. Yeah, absolutely. Just kind of like a boom, 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 boom. Just like
dragging through thorns.
So that's what I'm gonna do, and it's let's see here, one of my level 2 spell slots, Gust of Wind.
And I've moved you in such a way to where you're going to get this one person and the other person 5, 10, 15, 20 feet away from you in the Gust of Wind as well.
Hold on, I actually have a somatic. I started writing all my spells down. Buster will ready his staff, and with his other hand begin to almost make a gesture of inhaling, and then as he exhales, he'll, like in a shoving motion, as he says, "Advance rescinds in gusts of winds," and then push forward a gust of wind spell. And they have to roll a DC 14 Dex save.
Okay, Dex.
Strength saving throw. Strength saving throw.
Oh, strength, same as Dex. Here we go. All right, one of them succeeds, the one 10 feet behind the other guy. He succeeds, but the one right in front of you fails. So this giant frog just and just gets blasted back.
Question for you. If he's moving out of Ignis's range of attack, would that give her an opportunity?
It would not, because they are not controlling it, so she can't anticipate it, right? But as it moves, it actually smacks into the frog that saved, and they and pushes him back 5 feet as well. And so they both topple into the thorns, essentially, on top of each other, and they both take damage. So, Jacob, go and roll that damage. You can just roll once, and they will both take this damage.
He's a very kind and wise dungeon master.
5.
5? Both are defeated. They are impaled on these thorns. Just completely gone. And just as the life escapes from their gullets there. Great. So that's your turn, Buster.
I felt like it wasn't even pained or sad, but it was just like a disappointed.
He's not mad. He's just disappointed.
Oh, man.
I had scratchers. I had
Buster will probably just say under his breath, be like, "What is it with these wet, slimy creatures not liking us?" These and the Sahooligans.
I love it. All right, Buster, that's you. Ignis goes to you.
Well, at the very end of the last episode, Max told Ignis to keep to the skies. So she will use her Celestial Revelation as a bonus action and unfurl her wings. And she will flap her wings and fly into the air and come to the far side of this creature that Max is dealing with. And because I have 2 actions, I'd like to make I have 2 attacks. I'd like to make an attack, and then my second attack, shove it backwards into the thorns.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that how it works?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Because a shove is an attack action.
Right. It says if you have multiple actions, this replaces one of them.
Yep. There you go.
Great. Okay. So it would be my attack, and then I make a strength athletics check contested by their strength athletics or their dexterity acrobatics.
Okay. Sounds good.
And then they're pushed 5 feet away from me. Okay. The attack is... Where's my attack? 16.
That's a hit.
And then my athletics was a 17.
They got a 10.
Excellent. So as Ignis flies, she will use a burst of speed to fly out and around. And as she comes in, she'll be flying straight at him. And at the last second, she'll turn her body 180 and essentially just kick the frog in the face and knock it backwards.
Just slow motion ripples across the fat just reverberating with the force of your kick.
7 points of bludgeoning damage to his face and into
yeah.
the thorns.
All right, and the thorns, they're going to take damage. Jacob.
4.
They're dead.
That's some good
exactly how
thorns.
many hit points they had. That's some good thorns. It's right next to where the other 2 died.
Yeah.
Also impaled.
They're all just impaled.
They're all just on the same really large thorn.
They thought this was their terrain, but Max was
this
like,
one goes-
I don't think so.
Well done. Okay, sounds good. Anything else, Ignis?
That's it, and she'll just stand there flapping her wings and looking down at Max. Stand there. She'll be flying there, hovering, flapping her wings.
Haha. And there's only 4 more large frogs way out in the distance. One of them sees the other 3 just immediately get skewered on the same magical thorn that has been generated, and is taking a cue from his dead comrades with the sad sound of ribbit, is going to just try to flee. It's going to go east. Now, this is away from the feeling that you got, I believe, Buster.
Yeah.
This is away from the feeling. It's just going to ribbit. So it's going to ribbit. It's going to jump. While it ribbit, it's going to ribbit.
Now, I didn't think about this, but there is one frog that would have hit the gust of wind that we didn't check on, but it would push him away from us, I suppose.
Oh, that's true. It would have.
If
in
he,
the water.
and only if he failed. Yeah. But he's within the 60-foot range of the blast.
Because it's just a straight line. That's a good point. I'm going to say because they're in the water, though, and since we missed it, they're going to stay there. But if they try to move, then they'll have to save on their turn. So they're kind of like submerged. So the water we'll let physics kind of make sense there, even though they don't in D&D. And we will have this new frog scared, going to go east, ribbit away, and jump.
Does he get wounded at all by moving?
No, like last time he jumps
right.
out
That's
of
right.
the thorns.
That's right.
So he's going to jump all the way out, which he does, and then just starts moving away and pretty much all the way off the board.
We did ice their friends so fast. They showed up. And
Yeah.
we just
Pretty much off the board, away from all of you being like, ribbit.
surprise.
We
Oh,
didn't
no.
remember. They didn't attack us. We were just like,
They just were like, ribbit.
Welcome to the bog.
Now we do the one who is in half submerged with the gust of wind, which is over him, and they are I'm going to roll to see if they're dumb enough to get up. Chances are they are dumb enough. Nope. They are just going to stay in the water and sit there. And that's it. Giant Frog didn't quite see their friends get demolished, so they're still going to sit there. Ataraxia, goes to you.
Well, these things have been going down like flies.
Ha
Oh, because frogs eat
there.
flies. Okay, yeah.
There we go.
I made a joke.
There you go.
Gosh, these things, they're so squishy. They're so squishy. Part of me is wondering if I could... I mean, we're level 5 now, and my Vicious Mockery now has double damage dice. There's part of me that's wondering, would it be possible for me to one-shot one of these frogs with a Vicious Mockery?
There might be a real big chance of that. What do they have to be able to understand what you say, though?
Okay, you unleash a string of insults laced with subtle enchantments at a target you can see within range. If the target can hear you, though it need not understand you, it must succeed on a wisdom save or take 2d4 psychic damage.
It's like how you can tell when R2-D2 is making fun of you in Star Wars.
There you go.
You know what? We'll give it a try. I'm going to point at the frog that's like furthest to the north away from us, the one that's kind of like still in the river there, and I'll just be like, hey man, are you squishy enough that you could die if I say stuff to you? Ribbit? Just like ask it a question, but in a really snarky, Vicious Mockery kind of way.
And do you have to roll for this one? I apologize.
This is a DC 15 Wisdom save.
Wisdom. They rolled an 11.
All right, so it's going to be 5 points of psychic damage.
5 points. Not enough to get them, but this frog goes, Rupert.
And now it has disadvantage on its next attack roll.
Disadvantage. Yeah. Any bonus action movement?
Is anybody hurting right now?
No.
No?
I don't think anybody's hurting from these
We're
giant
just fighting frogs. I'm just going to
Just
like...
fighting frogs.
Yeah. I'm just going to hang back and be like, okay, I'm still not the killer. That's still not my
We're
vibe.
like those punk kids in any kid movie. We're like, don't hurt the frogs. Like the good guys standing up for it. We're like, meh. We're those kids. We're the bullies.
So yeah, I'm just going to chill.
All right, sounds good. Max, we go to you.
All right. I'll just leave my thorns up. It's just through concentration. Max he can see this one that's also down in the river, just straight to the northwest of me.
Yeah, the one that's in the gust of wind currently, but submerged in the water. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. He just has the best straight shot toward us, so Max is going to shoot him.
Okay, he does have partial cover because he's in the water, but only raises his AC a few points. Go ahead and attack, though.
What if I climbed up on this rock? Could I look down on him? In both
sure, I'll allow
figurative
that.
and literal methods?
Yes. Both figuratively, but mostly
Yeah.
literally.
I'm
Could I see
looking
them better?
down on this frog. All right.
And these being huge monstrosities, Max, you climb onto the rock. No partial cover for this frog, so you can just roll away.
Shoot my crossbow. Shoot my shot. Here we go. That is a 16.
16's a hit.
Bam. In the face. That is... Oh, dang it. I should have declared this, shouldn't I? So that's gonna... I didn't declare that. Dang it. I didn't declare my Slayer's... my Slayer's Prey. So that's just gonna be a straight damage of 10.
10. Destroyed. As you just... and the frog... Like the crossbow goes underneath the water.
Looks like he ribbit it, guys. Ha ha.
Oh my
Vicious
gosh.
mockery that.
Oh
Vicious
my
mockery
gosh.
that.
And I
Ribbit
prestidigitation a gold star onto Max's forehead.
There you go.
Yeah.
From across.
So yeah, this crossbow bolt goes under the water, and the frog, you just see nothing, like, it doesn't move, and then all of a sudden just starts slowly turning and belly ups over without any movement. Yeah, Max, that's your go.
All right, and then I have another attack, and with my second attack, I'll shoot the one. I'll shoot, just
right
the next
next
one
to that guy, right?
Yeah, straight
this
to the
one was
north.
going towards the Buster, the sensations you were feeling. So you shoot.
Can I-
Go ahead and roll.
In between attack actions for extra attack, can I then declare my bonus action or no?
Technically, you cannot, but I
Okay.
will allow it.
Oh, well, here, let's see if the roll
Cool,
hits.
DM.
Let's do that.
I like the fluidity of action economy, so having it be very strict.
All right, so I'll declare my bonus action. That'll give me an extra little thing if I hit it. Oh, that's a critical fail.
Okay, critical fail. Sounds good. How do you want to perform this critical fail?
Max will just lean over the rock a little bit to get a better aim, and he'll just be laughing to himself he ribbed and he'll fall off the rock.
And I watch Max fall off the rock, and I use my reaction to go, comedy, man. I'm going to write that down in my epic poem.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. That's right. Because you are within range, right?
I think it's just anybody. I think it's just I need to see them.
Okay, cool.
That's what I call rock and roll. So I'm
Oh
sorry.
my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
We got
so
it
many
tonight.
good sayings tonight.
Yep, you just need to be able to see or hear the event happen.
Great. Max, you do take 1 point of damage for falling off the rock. What? 1 point of embarrassment.
Yeah.
I was like,
Oh,
you describe what happened.
Embarrassment.
1 point is, I vicious mockeried myself.
Gosh, so many good things being said tonight. All right, Max, that's you. These frogs are just gonna run away. They're gonna rip it off, and both of them go in sequential order. One of them does jump towards the feelings you were having or the sensations you were having, Max, and they are.
You mean
sorry,
Buster?
Buster. Yeah, Buster. It is your turn, Buster, but these frogs are quite a ways away. I'll give everybody 1 round to decide if they want to pursue or what they want to do. I mean, you could even just declare now, I'd like to go after them, or no, we're going to let them go. And that way we can either hop out of initiative order or streamline to get in close proximity, if you'd like.
Well, because I don't know what's going to happen next, I'll keep concentration on the gust of wind and just point it upwards so it's not affecting anybody.
Okay, into the air.
Yeah. So, because I don't want to diminish it because I don't want to have to cast it again. But
Exactly.
And I'm not, and I'm not going to cast anything else. But I guess I'll say, what do you think, Cap?
I mean, I think we scared them off. That's pretty cool.
I sensed plunder, some riches in correct me if I'm wrong, Thomas, but a northwestern direction.
Yes. It was at the fringes of your spell.
Just like I think, what is it? The locate object it's 1,000 feet. So in about 1,000 feet that direction, I got a sense of some treasure being hoarded.
Ooh. Do you think frogs hoard treasure?
I think whoever this lady who's collecting offerings, my gut would be that's what I'm sensing. Is
That's
her
a better intuition than what I had. I like
her
that.
collection. So I'd say that's the way to go if we're going to look for her. I don't know that I feel the need to hunt down these wretched amphibians.
Do we think these frogs are going to hold a grudge and try and come back and kill us later?
Or are they going to warn her?
I think they just learned what kind of predators we are and will probably know not to poke around when next we meet.
Dude, the rabbit and the goat become the predators.
All right. Sounds like we want to get out of initiative order.
I'm cool with
Buster
that.
does. Yeah, Buster's not hungry
All
for,
right.
for more combat.
I'm all right.
It was deliberate. It was deliberate.
That was deliberate. Oh, good. All right. So you get out of initiative order here, and sharing the information that what you shared, Buster. I guess, do you proceed forth towards the sensations you were feeling with locate object?
Yeah, I mean, I'll share it with everybody if the Cap feels like that's worth pursuing.
I mean, we are daring buccaneers in search of plunder, so let's go get some plunder.
All right. Do we know anything about, and Buster will say this in character, but Thomas, if there's any roles we can make, I'll take them. But he'll say to the group, do we know anything about, like, witches or witchly magic? Anybody have history with that?
Well, they're tricksy. I know that much.
Does Ignis know any? Can I do a history check on if she's read or come across folklore about witches?
Yeah, I will allow Ignis a history check here.
Oh, that's not very good. That's only a 9.
There's a lot of superstition. With witches, and I mean, you've heard a lot about witches doing things which just seem utterly preposterous to you, especially with your belief system in your God and in truth and in fate. It just seems like, why would they even do some of these things that people are declaring that they did, of like turning people into frogs or
Oh no. Did we kill a bunch of people that were turned into frogs?
1 year having a prosperous crop, and then have the next year all the children being taken away? But you're like, well, why would they? What would be even the point of all of this? And so you're like, you've heard stuff, but it doesn't sound true, right?
So, at the very least, we should probably be... I don't know anything about witches. I just know they're magical users, right? So we should be wary of, wards and incantations and stuff.
Sounds good.
Yeah. I was going to say if you believe in that kind of stuff, and then I was like, no, we're playing D&D. That we're literally using that.
Yeah, we just fought large frog people.
Ignis is like, if you believe in that kind of stuff, now excuse me while I put my magic wings away.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh my god!
All you children believe in superstition.
Hold this, dragon man, while I consider the realities we face.
Do you believe in those kind of things, 13-year-old satyr boy?
And you notice that I am just like distractedly making lightning jump between all of the fingers on my hands.
All right, let's focus up, gang. We've got some folks to liberate and maybe some plunder to liberate as well.
I think those are both good ideas.
All right, so what's the order that you approach this area?
I am the caboose.
I can lead it. I was leading it before, just to make sure we're on a good path.
All right, same order, pretty much. All right, sounds good. Max, go and roll me a perception check, please.
We should come up with a name for this order of movement.
We have like different formation names.
Yeah.
Alpha formation.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Oh. It's going to be 11.
11. Thank you. As you walk up the 1,000 feet, as you get closer and closer, you start to hear noises. Noises that are a little unsettling, but you are made aware of them because the noises are goats. A lot of goat noises here.
Like just buying or like shrieking goats?
Like, bah! And you hear like occasionally one or two.
Trouble.
Insert screaming goat, yeah. Yeah, there are a lot of just buying and like hoofs against wood, splashing in like some standing water and goats. Quite a lot. And Max, as you come around a corner, you see in the distance, not too far off, within about 200 feet, 24 goats just sprawled out, chewing on grass, walking around, some very small, some very large. No bigger than normal though, and just some with like the most intricate like horns, and others that just stare at you, gnawing on whatever grass that they picked up. And as they see you approach, there doesn't appear to be any quick movements, but if you approach in the same manner, you will eventually get up to the area. So as you approach, you see just all of these goats everywhere, just jumping on rocks. There's a massive gnarled tree that has no foliage on it. And there are goats in the branches of the tree, like really high up, actually, looking down at you. And there are Goat's laying down sleeping, and as you approach one goat, you surprise it, and it immediately stiffens up and falls to its side. It just
Could I? I'm going to try something. Before we get into this main area that we're seeing on Roll20, where it's like this little hillside, there's this cottage, maybe with some smoke coming out of it. One of the first goats we come across, Max is actually going to cast Speak with Animals. I'm going to talk to a goat. I'm just going to go, hello there. Thomas is thinking right now, what's my goat voice?
What's my motivation as a goat?
Hey, welcome to the woods. What's
Southside Chicago.
it's a New York bus driver.
Hello there. If you have a second, I have a quick question for you.
As you speak to the goat looks at you and goes, "Food."
Yes, I'll pull out some food.
Just runs over to you and it voices nom 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 nom.
Perfect.
As it is eating this
The way
food
I
from
eat
you.
my food as well.
Nom 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 food.
Quick question. Do you know of a woman named Griselda? Possibly a witch.
Food.
She's not food. She's a human being, maybe. She might be another kind of creature.
He looks back at the hut that you can see in the distance behind the tree and goes, "Lots of food."
She has lots of food. Is she kind to you?
Good food?
She has good food.
Yeah, they say good food, and they say it as a question. So,
Does anything protect her besides just herself?
a lot of chewing, obnoxious chewing. I'm just going to roll for this goat here real quick. Visitors bring food. We've had lots of food today.
Today?
Food.
So others have come to visit today.
Food?
Were those visitors the food?
The goat just stares at you with horizontal eyes, right? And just is staring at you. Still has food.
That's not answering the question.
Well, it's at that point that with your passive perception, you actually see the door of the hut open. And like I said, you're a distance a ways, but only about maybe 100 to 200 feet, anywhere within there. And you see two figures walk out of the hut. It's low light here, but you can still see a good amount of what's happening. You don't have to have a light source because it isn't nighttime yet. It's the afternoon. And you see a woman and a tall African man step out of the hut. And with that, I'll have you roll another perception check, actually, if you will, Max.
That's going to be 22.
And in his hand, you see him clutching something in his hand, but you can't tell what it is, even though you rolled so high, because you're just so far away. And he puts it, he just clutches it in both his hands. And he starts to walk away from her and the hut, and away from you as well. But the woman stands at the front of her hut, and as she walks this man walk away, she turns and she looks at the four of you and just stares at you.
Max, I think while you've been talking to that goat, we've been spotted.
That's where talking to goats gets you, I guess.
Food! As it headbutts your leg.
Ow. No more food.
And
I'm sure what he learned was super important. What did the goat tell you?
Oh my gosh. Just, there's too many words.
great. As you begin to approach, she actually comes to meet you. She passes the gnarled tree, placing one of her hands on it as she just kind of traces the wood from one of the branches that are pretty low to the ground, bypassing any standing pools of water. As she approaches you see a...
detect magic. Absolutely, I'm casting detect magic.
All right. You see a pretty normal human woman. Black hair. She's wearing pretty dirty clothes, but they look like they've been hemmed. They look like they've been trying to be taken care of, but she's living in a swamp, right? And she approaches you. She doesn't smile, but she just voices, I seem to have another visitor here today. And Buster, as you have casted Detect Magic, there is heavy illusion magic emanating from her.
That's not what she really looks like. Can I roll insight check?
From her?
Yeah.
Sure. What are you trying to glean from this insight check?
I'm trying to glean if she is approaching us threateningly, but trying to deceive us by looking different than what she is.
Okay, so you roll insight and make you remind me, you have passive insight, right?
I do.
Okay, what is that passive insight?
14.
I do as well. I have 13, but I'll roll on it.
Yep.
Well, if we're going by passive insight, mine's 18.
I guess I could. I rolled already, but I do have 2 good rolls in the bank.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled poorly.
Okay.
But I will make it
here,
clear. She is using illusion. This is not her true form.
Cool. So you whisper to the rest of the party, this is not her true form. She's illusion. Yep.
Ignis will take a position right next to Ataraxia, clearly between the witch and Ataraxia. Not blocking, because parlay, but to make it clear that she should not come closer.
So Ataraxia, as your passive insight, as she is approaching, you can tell from her demeanor that she is not threatening. She is approaching meekly, but you can tell when someone is performing in a way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like this, I don't want to say this emotion doesn't come natural to her, but like she is putting on a face. And with Buster saying she's got an illusion on, you're like, okay. Like she's trying to portray something right now. So you are on alert just from that insight, but probably not in any immediate danger as of right now.
Yeah, and as she's approaching, I say, well, surprise, you've got more than one other visitor. You've got 4 other visitors.
I feel very blessed to have so many people visiting me this day. I usually only have the company of my goats.
Yeah, who's that other guy?
Oh, just a unfortunate man who needed some help, and I was able to provide him with that.
Oh, well, we need some help as well. Maybe you could help us out with something?
I live to help those that come to me. All I wish to do is to help you with some of your troubles. And as she says this, she kind of squints at you, Ataraxia. And with your 18 as well, and you are the only one that picks up this, Ataraxia, you can tell that she is actually giving you a little bit more respect than she is the other 3 people, just with how she is looking at you, how her posture and her demeanor. She absolutely is giving you a little bit more respect than what a lot of people have given a 13-year-old satyr in other circles of influence, right?
It's either because I'm a fey creature or because I'm a goat. Maybe both. Who knows? ¿Por qué no los dos?
And with that, she actually turns to Max and goes, I see you have brought I hope and presume to be an offering, as she sees your massive goat head that you have brought and that's slumped on your back, that you have harvested from the Chimera.
Well, that's actually kind of the crazy thing is the thing that we need help with is there's this village down on the shore that is being oppressed by this terrible witch who is forcing them to bring offerings to her all the time. And we just need some help to get these poor people out from underneath the thumb of this witch.
Max is gonna telepathically be like, I think she's the witch, Captain.
I didn't know.
I turn to Max and I just give him like a blank-eyed nod with a smile. And I turn back towards the lady and I say, "You wouldn't happen to have seen any witches around here, would you?"
That's such a dirty word.
Oh,
Witch.
Sorry. Have you seen any hags around here?
Much better. Much better.
As she doesn't laugh, and she's not very amused, but she goes, "They call me a witch, a hag, if you will," as she holds up her hands. "I merely provide them with what they need." As she turns back to the tree, she actually turns her back to you. She starts walking closer to the house, walking back to the tree, and she goes, "In public, they say they despise me. They shirk the offerings I require, but I have quite a few visitors that come to seek for aid, to seek for help, and I help them."
While detect magic is up, I assume that letter, the spell on his scarf would be lit, so that Ignis knows
Yes.
that there is a
Yes.
spell.
Yeah.
And I do have I would say under my breath, as I cast it, I would say, "Force arcane and magic's wake, auras proclaim, school source and make."
There we go.
And I am also gonna look at the goats to see if there's any magic coming off of them.
So Ignis, knowing that there's something, he has a spell going on, will drop back as Ataraxia is talking to her and she's walking away, not an immediate threat. Are these goats magic? Is there something going on with these goats?
All this feels very fishy to Buster. Yeah.
Yes, there's a fairy tale by Hans Christian Andersen that has a very similar vibe to this.
I don't know it. That must be one of your angel things. No, I just goats are creepy, and this is not where a nice woman resides. I don't trust the goats or the lady. I can't tell if she's lying, but just nothing feels right.
She continues, "The offering is a standing order where they can come and ask me without any additional, some minor things that I require to help them, to give them protection, to give them what they need to survive. And I could offer some of you that help."
No, thank you, ma'am.
Wait, are you saying that you're the witch that we're looking for?
Like I said, such a dirty word, but I am who they speak, for I am Griselda.
That is so funny, because I never would have expected a witch to look like you look. Isn't that so funny? And I'm going to cast Hideous Laughter on her.
Oh, okay. All right.
Why are you doing this?
Because it'll incapacitate her, and then we can tie her up.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
Oh, that's right.
There we go.
I was thinking vicious mockery. I was like, why are you doing this?
And some illusion spells do require concentration.
Yeah. So this is going to be a DC 15 Wisdom save.
Okay, give me a sec. DC 15 Wisdom. That is a 19 to succeed.
Silvery Barbs.
Ooh, okay. She is going to roll again, but that's an 11.
There we go. So, the creature falls prone, becoming incapacitated and unable to stand up for the duration. At the end of each of its turns, and each time it takes damage, it can make another wisdom saving throw. And so, when she starts laughing on the ground, I turn to everybody and say, "Tie her up, let's go."
All right. We will have all of you act and then her do her roll, right? And instead of rolling for initiative here. So that was your action here. So I imagine, Ignis, you snap to listening to your captain and you rush forward with some rope and start to tie. Is there anybody who wants to aid in the tying or take the lead in tying her up and trying to get her all tied up?
I will, since I have the rope.
Do I detect magic from the goats?
Yeah.
The goats? No, you don't detect magic.
Okay.
Okay. Then I will also bonus action Bardic Inspiration to the captain. No, to the lieutenant.
You're the captain.
All right, Lieutenant. Lieutenant, go and roll.
I shall.
Wait,
Yep.
don't roll. Don't roll.
Don't. I won't.
You can just have an 18 or a 20.
Oh, I'll just take the 18. My acrobatic.
Okay.
Sleight of hand, acrobatics.
This would be a dexterity check. So dexterity-based skill. Yeah.
That's a 21.
21. Okay. 21. You get her pretty tied up. Pretty good. Not quite there, though. Gonna need a check or two, but she is incapacitated and starting to get tied up. So you've got like her arms around like her chest, and now you got to do her legs, and then you got to gag her mouth, right? So you've done her chest and her arms, tying her up as she goes, "You're hilarious, tying me up right now. Oh my goodness." Now, Max, go ahead.
Max is going to cast real quick protection from evil and good on himself.
Ooh. Okay. Protection from evil and good.
Basically, what that does, it's concentration for 10 minutes. I am on creatures that are aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. I have certain advantages over, which especially after the captain mentioned the word hag, which is a fae type creature, he casts it on himself.
All right, sounds good.
It'll give me, if she ends up attacking or anything, she has disadvantage attacking me. I can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them.
And this is up to 10 minutes
Yes.
Concentration for you, yes?
Correct. Yep.
Okay. Great. Well, has begun. And Buster, what do you do before she's going to roll a saving throw against Tasha's hideous laughter?
I feel so uneasy with all of this. Am I close enough to the tree that I could sense any magic coming from it?
Yeah, the tree is...
There's no I'm not sensing any sources of power, like any magical objects or anything like that.
No, but having detect magic on, it just feels weird. This whole place just feels off. It's not like there's a source of power other than her, which has the illusion magic on her. It's just like, this is weird. I don't like having detect magic on right now because I'm feeling this sixth sense that is just whoop, whoop, whoop.
I will ready my firebolt. So I'll put my hand to my staff with the just the words for the spell on my lips. It would cancel my concentration, but I'm gonna ready it with the trigger of it being her evading the hideous laughter. I'm gonna firebolt her right away.
Okay, sounds good.
Also, I'm going to say to the captain, Captain, if you would like, I possibly have a means to get a little bit more straight of an answer from her, if you would like.
That would be so awesome. Let's get her tied up first.
Okay. I thought she was tied up. Sorry.
All right.
I thought
She's
she
only
working
partially
on it.
Third
tied
of the
up.
way.
Oh, she's okay.
1/3
Sorry,
of the way
I
there.
totally misheard that. My bad.
It's all good. I love the energy. I
It's
I
so
say as I'm
tense
rushing
right now.
towards her.
Another gold star. I'm going to roll another saving throw for her. Only a 9.
All right.
So that's her. And Ataraxia, do you want to do anything first? Again, it's loose in how you do your stuff in this turn order here, but
Yes, I want to try and get her 2/3 of the way tied up.
great. So you can roll a dexterity check.
Come on, baby. That is not good. That's an 8. I'm going to use a luck point. That's even worse. That's a 4.
Okay. Not quite getting her there. A little bit fumbling. Not nervous, just being like, man, I don't like her vibe. And as a result, you just kind of fumble over tying up the rope around her legs there. That's your action. And we got a bonus action movement. Anybody else want to contribute to this? I know, Ignis, you were kind of already doing that. So do you want
and I'd like to focus on her mouth specifically next time.
Yeah, real quick. Ignis, did you use the Bardic Inspiration on the last roll?
I did not.
Okay, then I'm going to give Max Bardic Inspiration for this turn.
Great.
Yay.
And both Max and Ignis can go ahead and roll your dexterity check right now if you'd like.
So just a straight check, right?
Yeah, just straight check.
With Bardic, is that 10 or 8? Or sorry, is that 6 or 8 D, Ned?
D8 currently.
And it can't be below a 2.
Yes.
8. 23.
23. Max gets her legs really cinched up tight. And Ignis.
Rolling, because I want to focus specifically on her mouth.
Yep, go for it.
And then I will use Bardic Inspiration on that one. That's 28.
28.
Let's go.
She tied up.
Yeah, I place a hand on the arm of each of my 2 burly companions here and say, good job, guys. I am so freaked out by this woman.
And good thing, because she just rolled a natural 20 on her save to get out of Tasha's city of laughter right now. So as she stops dying down with laughter, she doesn't like glower immediately, but she does look at each of you. Something to note, because you knew it was illusion magic, her arms are not where her arms are, because she had an illusion over herself. But because you were aware of this, you grabbed where her arms actually were and tied those up, and where her legs actually were and tied those up. And as she rolled this natural 20 getting out of Tasha's city of laughter, she reveals her true self. A sickly green white-haired hag with wiry hair that covers her face with disgusting yellow teeth peeking up a little bit out of her gag that she has. Her arms are normal joints. Her joints are basically opposite of that, right?
Oh,
Great. Love it. Wonderful. Love it. Great.
But you have her tied up, and she is not pleased, and she slowly tries to roll over and like kind of push herself up into a dignified position. But she is tied, bound, and gagged.
Okay, well, sorry about that, Griselda. Just here's the thing. Witches be tricksy, and couldn't have you trying to pull anything on us, because we have a job to do, and that job involves you, believe it or not. I turn to the rest of my compatriots and say, well, somebody should definitely be keeping watch on her.
Max could talk to her.
That's true. You can tell. Yeah, Max, you have the way to get the truth from her.
A better way to, yes. And he'll kind of walk in kind of a 15-foot circle, just like tracing a line around us and the witch, and he'll just talk to, and as everyone's in the circle, he'll point to each person. He'll say, secrets are no fun. Secrets hurt someone. And he'll cast Zone of Truth.
Buster, did you teach him that one? That sounds like a Buster one.
You know it's a really powerful spell when it rhymes.
Yes, I'll have to keep that in mind when I cast my spells.
So Zone of Truth is up. It is not concentration. It's just 10 minutes. 15-foot sphere. Every creature in that sphere, until the spell ends, a creature that enters the spell's area for the first time must make a charisma saving throw. So either everyone who's in here, which is us, we all have to make charisma saving throws, or we have to get out of the circle if you'd like. Or obviously you can accept just a...
But you know if they make the roll and if they fail or succeed,
yes,
though, right?
I will know, but they also know, obviously, that the spell's been cast. That's also part of it.
So she's going to roll her saving throw here. Charisma saving throw. What's the save DC?
It's just mine, which is, I think... What is that, an 8 plus proficiency plus your spell modifier?
Plus your wisdom.
Wisdom, that's what I meant. Yeah, wisdom.
Yeah, so that's your spell modifier.
8 plus 3, that's 11. Wait, 11? Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, your proficiency is 3 right now, yeah?
13, so only 13, but...
All right, here we go.
It's charisma.
She rolled an 18.
Silvery barbs.
Yep, I knew that was coming. Another 18.
Silvery barbs.
Yep. And 22.
No!
Wow.
I give my who are we giving our advantages to, or the...
This is a disadvantage. This is just him rolling, though.
Well, every time you cast Silvery Barbs, you give inspiration. basically to somebody.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Okay,
yeah.
okay.
I'll give mine to Max.
I'll give mine to Ignis.
So when we give them disadvantage, we steal the luck from them and give it to you. So now you have an advantage.
Oh, all right.
But she's pretty lucky.
Yep.
Rolled a 16, 16, and a natural 20.
Thank God we burned a nat 20, guys. Listen, that's all. That's still worth it, I think.
That's not how natural 20s work. That's not how any natural 20s work.
But she doesn't get to use it. She has to use a low roll. So the natural 20 came and went without effect.
We're all though in this zone actually. So
all of you need to roll charisma saving throw as well.
I have nothing to hide.
I'll just fail it. You can hear the truth from me.
19.
I mean, I rolled an 18, but I'll purposely fail it.
There you go. All right. So Ignis and the hag.
realizing though
and,
that the hag didn't get it, Max will probably just drop it then, just because there's no use to have it up.
Recast it?
I could recast it one more time. Yeah, I have one more slot for that.
if you want.
Well, oh man, what do I take off the table? I take off. Yeah, I might as well. Okay, all right. Max will walk up to her face and go, "Secrets are no fun. Secrets hurt someone." And he'll cast it one more time.
She starts chuckling and she goes through the. And here we go. That's an 8.
Fail.
There we go.
So
Huzzah.
it's just stuck now for the next 15 minutes. Everyone has to re-roll though.
It's a 17 from Ignis.
Wow.
Ignis is like, I'm lying.
But Max knows.
I know that
Yeah,
Ignis
there you
isn't
go.
affected. And anybody else?
Yeah, I'll fail.
I'll still fail on purpose. I'll just accept
Well,
it.
to be clear, if she starts asking questions, you cannot lie to her.
But you don't
That's
have to
true.
answer.
That's true.
Yeah.
You can just be quiet. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, sounds good. So she has failed. You are in a zone of truth with 24 goats surrounding you outside this hut next to a decaying/dying tree in front of her hut. As you look at one another with Griselda at your mercy, you think about what you're going to ask, do, and accomplish this task you've been given. And that is where we're going to end this week's episode of I Cast Fireball.
Nothing could go wrong,
boy.
right? We've got this well in hand.
Nothing can go wrong if everything is right. And everything is right.
Everything's
somehow.
right now. Oh, I love that movie. Oh, man. Well, that was real fun. As always, not at all what I was expecting. And
We're vibing. We're
You
vibing as
weren't
a crew.
expecting us to decimate the frogs
Yeah.
and talk our way into the
Tie
tag.
her up.
The frogs I did expect, but what fun. We'll have to see what happens on the next episode of I Cast Fireball. Mickey, Jacob, Ned, Josh, thank you so much for playing, of course. And listeners, thank you for listening and following along and seeing what Griselda's fate holds. Now, if you liked what we're doing, please leave us a 5-star review on the podcatcher of your choice or shoot us an email at icastfireball2020@gmail.com. Doug recently reached out to us on our email with the subject line merch ? And saying that a dear friend introduced them to the podcast and that it's their friend's birthday. Happy birthday, Doug's friend that listens to the podcast. And they're saying, do we have any t-shirts, hoodies, anything to represent our podcast? And they tried Google searching us, but to no avail. Doug, what a great question. A question we still ask ourselves about. Do we have any merch? We don't know. We don't know. We don't have a timeline. We don't know. And we wish we did. We would really like to. So that's that, unfortunately, right now, Doug. If we do have anything, though, we will immediately announce it either on the podcast, on our social media pages, which you can reach and follow us at ICastFireball20, or through our Patreon. We will let people know. We've really loved this idea. It's just a matter of logistics at that point. So anyway, stay tuned to that. So Doug, thank you for the email. I want to shout another person out today, though. The other person I want to reach out to, shout out, is Marjorie saying, hi, Activist Fireball. They love our podcast so much. They traveled a ton this summer and were able to catch up from the beginning of the season, and that our podcast has given them new ideas on how to run their own campaigns as well as creating their own characters. And they said they never thought of a Barbarian Warlock multi-class before. So, Mickey, fist pumping it up over there. They did ask the question, what happened to Tommy Wingzo? Marjorie, you'll just have to find out, or follow us on our social medias or our Patreon to get some insider scoops on what happened to Tommy Wingzo. But Marjorie, thank you so much for reaching out. And if you want to get shouted out or have your friend shouted out for their birthday, shoot us an email or get on our Patreon exclusive Discord channel where we can shout you out, talk to you on a daily basis about anything D&D related or just anything. We've got a channel in there called Zentara Yum, which is a food channel, and it's incredible. We also want to shout out our sister podcast, Improv Tabletop, where Ned takes a turn as the GM. They're doing some fun stuff with Avatar, and they are getting close to the end game here, I believe. Is that right, Ned?
That is correct. Some of the supervillains have been captured, and we're trying to just sort out the last one, that last tricky supervillain who's trying to take down basically the entire material world from within the spirit world.
All right. Well, if you like material worlds and spirit worlds or supervillains, go check them out. Don't forget to leave them a 5-star review. And second shout out, Titans of Altera, Josh's podcast, where we just continue following in love with him and his creative endeavors, where we go listen and re-binge season 1, season 2. Ned and I were actually talking about season 1 the other day and just how much we loved it and all the players in there. So go listen to them, and don't forget to leave them a 5-star review on the way out as well. Lastly, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends and fellow wacky adventurers. But until next time, I'm Tom, your DM, and around the table we have
Lieutenant Ignis Halcon,
Maximus Shans,
Ataraxia Kalian,
And Buster Bilgewater.
Let's keep that fire going, everybody, and we'll see you all next time.